It was a vision born in a changing world, an ambitious dream to forge an aircraft unlike any before.
In Moscow, the hammer and sickle is lowered for the last time, and an era comes to an end. The tricolor banner of the Russian Republic now flies over the Kremlin.
The Cold War's end shifted the very ground beneath global strategy. And the skies themselves were witnessing a revolution. Stealth, once a shadowy concept, burst into view with the F-117 and B-2 proving its power to slip unseen through enemy defenses. Precision was the new watchword, but the old guard, the F-16s, the Hornets, the Harriers, they were aging, and replacing each with its own kind, the cost was becoming a monster. Something new was needed, a single fighter to wear many hats for many nations, and it had to be a leap, a giant stride in what a fighter could be. This was the crucible from which the F-35 Lightning II would emerge. The call went out, a challenge of unparalleled scale, the Joint Strike Fighter program. The idea was to build a family of jets, one for the Air Force, one for the Marines and the British, able to leap from short strips, and one for the Navy's mighty carriers. Common parts, shared engines, avionics, talking the same language, that was the dream, a path to affordability. But this wasn't just about replacing old metal. This new bird had to be a phantom, cloaked in stealth, its brain a whirlwind of fused sensor data, a deadly, survivable connected hunter. And for some, like the Marines, it had to dance on a column of air, supersonic even as it defied gravity. The challenges were immense. Could one design truly master so many roles, tame so many new technologies? So began the great contest. Two titans of aerospace, Boeing with its X-32, a bold, almost brutish design, and Lockheed Martin with the more conventional-looking X-35, hiding a clever shaft-driven lift fan for its vertical ambitions. The X-planes flew, pushing boundaries, testing the very edge of what was possible. And in October 2001, the word came down. Lockheed Martin's X-35 had won. Its vertical lift was seen as less risky, its performance, perhaps, a shade more promising. And so, the X-35 began its transformation into the F-35 Lightning II. The design evolved. A longer fuselage, bigger tails, a new canopy. But wait, that old enemy of aircraft designers, became a fierce demon, especially for the F-35B, the vertical lift variant. Engineers scrambled, shedding pounds, swapping materials, a painstaking battle for every ounce. They called it the Solutions for Weight Attack Team, or SWAT. And Pratt & Whitney, they had to wring even more thunder from the F-135 engine, a beast derived from the Raptor's own power plant. But the F-35 was more than just an airframe and an engine. It was to be a flying brain, a god's eye view of the battlefield. The APG-81 AESA radar, the all-seeing distributed aperture system with its 6 infrared eyes, the electro-optical targeting system, all pouring data into a central mind. And the pilot? No traditional HUD. Instead, a helmet that painted the world onto his visor, letting him see through the very skin of his aircraft. Millions of lines of code, a symphony of software, had to make this all work, seamlessly. And making stealth truly battlefield-ready, durable enough for carrier decks, and dusty forward bases was another mountain to climb. Fiber mat coatings, baked-in stealth, new words for new ways of war. Concurrency, they called it. Building, testing, and developing all at once. A gamble, some said, that often meant fixing problems on jets already rolling off the line. The first true F-35A, AA-1, took to the skies on the 15th of December, 2006, with John Beasley at the controls. It was a milestone. And then the IOCs started to fall. The Marines first with their F-35B in July 2015, then the Air Force's F-35A in August 2016, and the Navy's F-35C in February 2019. Allies too, Israel, the UK, Italy, Japan, Australia, began to declare their ADIRs and Lightnings ready. From Fort Worth, Texas to the world. The F-35 was built to be different. Not a pure dogfighter like some of its predecessors, but something more. Its strength was to be stealth, to see without being seen, to strike from the shadows. Against legacy fighters like the F-16 or FA-18, it promised survivability in the teeth of modern air defenses, its sensors painting a richer picture of the fight. Compared to the old AV-8B, the F-35B was a revelation. Supersonic, stealthy, a true multi-role warrior for the STOVL world. And against potential adversaries, the flankers, the Typhoons, the F-35's game was information dominance, first look, first shot, first kill. The Gulf War had shown the limits of non-stealthy jets. The Balkans showed the need for precision in complex environments. The F-35 was built to answer these lessons, and it began to write its own history. Israeli F-35Is were the first to taste combat, announced in May 2018, striking on two different fronts. Then, in September 2018, U.S. Marine Corps F-35Bs, launched from the USS Essex, hit targets in Afghanistan. The Air Force followed suit in April 2019, their F-35As striking ISIS in the Middle East. From red flag exercises to NATO air policing over Eastern Europe, the F-35 became a familiar sight. And the Lightning carrier concept, packing F-35Bs onto amphibious assault ships, showed a new way to project power. Sometimes it would shed its stealthy cloak, bristling with external bombs and missiles in beast mode, ready to be a bomb truck if needed. But the journey was far from smooth. The cost, a titan in itself, often cited as the most expensive weapons program ever, with life cycle estimates soaring over $1.7 trillion. Schedules slipped. The AESA logistics system, a grand vision of a global digital twin for every jet, became a byword for complexity and frustration, eventually giving way to Odin. The F-35C's tailhook needed a redesign after failing to catch the wire. Crashes occurred, an F-35A in Florida, a USMC F-35B in South Carolina, a UK F-35B off the HMS Queen Elizabeth, a tragic loss of a Japanese F-35A. Each incident a hard lesson. Yet the F-35 was designed to evolve. Software was its lifeblood, delivered in blocks. Block 2B brought initial warfighting capability. Block 3F delivered the full punch envisioned in the early days. And now, Technology Refresh 3 is giving the jet a new brain and nervous system, paving the way for Block 4 modernization, a torrent of new capabilities, advanced electronic warfare, sharper radar, new weapons like Stormbreaker, better networking. The plan is for the F-35 to remain ahead to keep its edge well into the 2070s. But challenges remain. Sustainment costs, engine wear, the sheer pace of software development needed to keep up. The F-35 Lightning II, born from ambition and forged in controversy, is more than just a fighter. It is a story of technological reach, a lesson in complex endeavors, and a symbol of air power in a new century. Its legend is still being written in the skies above and in the history books yet to come.